Limited.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.
Hello and welcome. I'm Radhika Sinha and you're watching our special show Aegis Presents Corona Warriors, Heroes of the Pandemic, exclusively on CNBC TV 18. In this episode, we showcase an organization who through their groundbreaking initiatives is helping in making sure that cash is available and dispensed in a safe manner at ATMs, thus helping in fighting COVID-19. Their hardworking and dedicated team of heroes like cash custodians, service engineers, guards, IT support and others are helping keep essential services like ATMs and fuel stations operating seamlessly and safely. And these frontline heroes belong to Aegis Transact Technologies. Let's take a look at their story.
COVID-19 outbreak and its imminent impact on the world economy has been devastating. The emergence of COVID-19 in India led Prime Minister Narendra Modi to announce a nationwide lockdown in March to combat the outbreak.
आज रात 12 बजे से संपूर्ण देश में संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन होने जा रहा है.
Corporate houses across sectors are scurrying for strategies and plans to keep their businesses afloat at a time that has left the world in a lurch. But ever since the lockdown was announced in March 2020, Aegis Transact Technologies, one of India's leading providers of end-to-end cash and digital payment solutions and automation technology, has been at the forefront, making sure that cash is available in all ATMs of its partner banks. It has ensured that customers are able to withdraw cash as per their needs at any of the ATMs located in different parts of the country. The RBI governor also acknowledged and lauded the efforts of the financial and banking services sector for ensuring seamless operations of 90% of ATMs pan-India.
On an average, ATM operations stood at 91% of the full capacity.
From a very humble beginning, today we are present across all the channels of cash and digital payments. Our business includes ATM outsourcing, digital solutions, cash management services, POS solutions, fuel management solutions, and automatic fare collections for metro and buses. We work with all the leading banks, retail brands, oil companies, and we have more than 3.6 lakh customer touch points, and our transaction switch processes around 4 million transactions on a daily basis. Our Aegis group includes our subsidiaries, Secure Value India Limited, which is the second largest cash in transit company, and we also have India Transact Services and Novus Technology Singapore for offering the digital solutions. So one of the most critical tasks immediately after lockdown was to ensure that all the ATM network, POS network, back-end transaction processing systems and fuel outlets work seamlessly. With complete restriction on people movement, replenishing the ATMs with cash and maintenance of ATM was almost an impossible task. Also, movement of ATM field service engineers and spares was a big challenge. We quickly worked out a detailed business contingency plan with all our partners, and we had their full support. We also ensured that required infrastructure is created for people to work from home, necessary permission and arrangements for people and vehicle movements were obtained, enough education was given to the people from proper safety, and we also ensured stringent health guidelines are implemented in all our offices and cash vaults.
To facilitate and safeguard the interests of both staff and public, AGS Group took initiatives like sanitization of cash vans, currency notes, ATMs, and released a set of stringent guidelines in offices and places of work to ensure that social distancing and other hygiene practices are followed thoroughly. To enforce guidelines and create awareness, AGS department heads regularly interacted with their pan-India teams. This also aided them in assessing the situation on ground and extending support wherever required.
So all credit goes to our team. Our senior leadership team continuously monitored the ground situation and communicated with respective teams to provide support to anyone who needed. In fact, most of our senior leadership was available in offices on every single day of lockdown, and our field staff was just exemplary. Every service call was attended in minimum possible time.
So as we came to know that lockdown would get implemented, the immediate challenge which we envisaged is there would be customers coming into ATM to do transactions. So we need to keep the ATM available for customers and also to see that our field engineers and our custodians of ATM is available to support the channel. We envisage that a lot of customers would rush into ATMs because for essential services they needed cash, and that's why the availability of ATM to customers was of utmost need. We would require cash more than an alternate day, 3 or 4 days cash to be stuffed in ATMs so that lesser number of people can still go and attend fewer number of ATMs. So the foremost thing for banks and interest to give us cash was envisaged, and we requested, and which we got from our partner banks. What we do is all our offsite and onsite, there is a frequent, we normally do housekeeping at these locations. Now, in addition to housekeeping, either once or twice in a day, the whole ATM room was kept sanitized. Same way sanitizer bottle was kept across so that customer could sanitize themselves and then use the ATM for transactions. There were a lot of areas which started being sealed or under containment zone. We, with consultation with bank, and we came out with an idea to launch mobile ATMs which could go at the doorsteps of the containment zone, where customers could come out only at containment zone areas and do transactions. So we partnered with banks like Federal, Axis, ICICI, Kotak, Ratnakar Bank. We rolled out mobile ATMs. So roughly 58 mobile ATMs was rolled out pan-India across for all these customers.
So one of the key challenges we saw was the fact that customers were hesitant to actually, use ATMs that they were not familiar with or that they were worried about, etc. And at the same time, there was some level of hesitation in coming to the branch for normal, cash withdrawal kind of transactions. But there was still some need for cash because they had to purchase stuff from maybe the local grocery shop, etc. So we tied up with AGS and introduced mobile ATMs. We now have them in 6 cities, Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, Mangalore, Chennai, Coimbatore, and in these we have between 17 to 20 mobile ATMs. The beauty of these mobile ATMs is that we actually kind of call up residential societies, or they can call us up and tell us to come on a so-and-so date at so-and-so time. And when we go there, the entire community is able to withdraw whatever they need in the form of cash. We then take the mobile ATM to the next residential colony and the next residential colony. This has been pretty well appreciated by customers because this really means service at the doorstep.
So AGS has been a great partner. They've been with us as a partner for now several years, and we kind of understand each other. We understand their ethos, they understand ours, and they've been with us making sure that our ATMs are fully functional. They've been with us making sure that our backend systems and integrations are working fine, and whatever changes or innovations that we needed, they were able to turn them around faster. So yes, they've been very, very good and standing with us in every step to make sure that our business with our customers runs completely in an uninterrupted manner.
On that note, it's time to slip into a short break. But on the other side, we bring to you how the on-ground heroes of AGS are working tirelessly to provide seamless services to their customers. Stay tuned.
Members of JK organization remember and pay homage to Hari Shankar Singhania on his 87th birth anniversary. Your life is a guide, your vision a treasure. You are loved beyond words and missed beyond measure. Presenting the all-new Harrier 2020 with panoramic sunroof, 6-speed automatic transmission, 170 PS Cryotech diesel engine. Experience the thrill of power and the comfort of automatic. Harrier 2020. Test drive now. Rebuilding India and restarting the economy requires a multi-pronged approach.
We cannot save ourselves out of this crisis. We have to sell ourselves out of this crisis.
We need to be much more aggressive. We need to carry out the economic reforms.
The government certainly needs to spend more, and in order to finance that spending, the government needs to borrow more.
We need to open up the entire country. We're talking about support. We're not talking about a stimulus.
We need to also think about the psychology of the people.
CNBC TV 18 brings you India's visionaries as they draw up an action plan for restarting India. CNBC TV 18. Follow the leader.
What is your own expectation as far as growth is concerned, not just for steel, but for the economy?
There are no borrowers, the banks are not lending, and interest rates are very high. If these three things can be tackled, then we can see a kind of a scratch growth rate.
The Home Minister defined Atmanirbhar as if 130 crore Indians would buy only Indian goods, that would be a great fillip to job creation industry. Is that the nuance of Atmanirbhar that we should encourage?
If the government means that Indian companies should demonstrate excellence, should be world-class, whose products are competitive, I do not agree with them more.
COVID-19 is changing the outlook for the markets and the economy.
The Federal Reserve did the right thing, and they did it very promptly.
Navigate rapid market shifts.
When the economic recovery begins, small cap companies are the ones where we could see greater appreciation.
With expert insights from India's biggest market voices.
Risk management, global diversification, asset allocation, portfolio approach, you will need to put in all the four components together to achieve sustainable wealth creation.
Leverage the power of CNBC TV 18 and make profitable investment decisions. CNBC TV 18. Follow the leader.
China's problems in the South China Sea are historic, they're well known. इस बात पर गर्व होगा कि हमारे जवान मारते मरे हैं.
Why should questioning government, someone who's commanded a battalion in Eastern Ladakh,
What gives you the confidence that demand will return?
Corporate level has fallen, but boy, at the bottom line, we're making a lot of difference. It's hurting jobs so much that I think it's very important that we open up the economy. People will be worried, take one-stop connections that are probably non-stop coming to India. That helps us in the long term. I'm bullish. We own some aircraft and always putting it back on lease, and that gives us a healthy 3,000 to 5,000 crore of funding. We are very firm, confident, and stable at this point, and I just want to put more planes in the air.
Enjoy contactless banking from RBL Bank. Instant account opening, WhatsApp banking, scan and pay. RBL Bank, Apnoka Bank.
welcome back. You're watching Aegis Presents Corona Warriors, Heroes of the Pandemic. Well, as they say that money makes the world round, and the people making sure that the ATMs continue dispensing cash whenever people needed them were the on-ground staff of ATMs. Field engineers, technicians, cash custodians, ATM officers, drivers and security personnel were on the field throughout the lockdown, risking their lives just to make sure that people had access to their cash at the ATM. So let's see how they made this possible.
While the entire country was under a lockdown, the government made it mandatory for all banks to provide essential services to their customers during this period. Helping banks in their endeavor were the frontline warriors of AGS, its on-ground staff who worked tirelessly in the field so that even during the lockdown, there was no shortage of cash in ATMs. In addition to this, AGS frontline staff also ensured that all ATMs were well sanitized and infection-free for the safety of the customers.
ये बहुत ही मुश्किल हो रहा है मैडम, जैसा कि अभी लास्ट 3 मंथ्स हो चुके हैं लॉकडाउन के, तो हम स्टार्टिंग से ही काम कर रहे हैं, पूरे लॉकडाउन हमने काम किया है। और इस दौरान जो है ना बहुत सी जगहों पर ऐसा होता था कि वहाँ पे हमें जाने नहीं मिलता था, ज़्यादातर मतलब जो एरियाज वगैरह सील हुआ करते थे, तो वहाँ पे हमें बहुत ही मुश्किल से हुआ करती थी। इसके लिए हमें जिसने मदद की, मतलब हमें लेटर्स वगैरह प्रोवाइड किए बैंक की तरफ से, प्लस हमारे जो पुलिस ऑफिसर्स की तरफ, पुलिस की तरफ से भी हमें मिला है, म्यूनसिपालिटी की तरफ से लेटर मिला है, तो इससे हम इजीली वहाँ पे जाके काम कर पाते हैं। हमारे इंजीनियर्स भी सेफ रहें और हमारे मशीन्स में आने वाले कस्टमर्स भी सेफ रहें, और हम सैनिटाइजर के थ्रू मशीन्स को बराबर सैनिटाइज करें ताकि हमारे कस्टमर भी सुरक्षित रहें। मुझे इनडायरेक्टली नेशन की सेवा करने का भी मौका मिला अपने जॉब के थ्रू, तो मैं ये काम देश की सेवा करने के लिए कर रहा हूँ और आगे भी करता रहूँगा। सिक्योर वैल्यू कंपनी हमें घर से पिकअप एंड ड्रॉप देती है, फिर यहाँ पर आने के बाद गाड़ियों को सैनिटाइज भी किया जाता है, फिर जब हम ऑफिस में एंटर करते हैं तो थर्मल स्क्रीनिंग से हमारा टेम्परेचर चेक किया जाता है, फिर ऑफिस में एंटर करने के बाद हमें ग्लव्स, सैनिटाइजर और मास्क डेली बेसिस पर दिया जाता है, इससे हम खुद को सेफ फील करते हैं।
There are two sets of people which we operated. One is our back office people who does the online monitoring of different machines and the forecasting, cash forecasting of machines. And then there are the frontline people like the cash custodians and the engineer who goes across to attend it on site. Luckily, we had already, before pandemic, we had already created an environment where people, our back office can always work from home. So the day lockdown was, we 100% work from, the whole back office work from their home. They logged in and they started monitoring and forecasting the ATMs. In case of our front-end custodians, we went through the way the government guidelines were laid down. We checked each and every custodians. We looked at if their family had any instances where they had fever. If there were any where we got diagnostic or we felt that the guy was not keeping well, we slowly so that he was not into our route, we put it under him quarantine. We did counseling by our HR to them. We spoke to the employees, kept the whole morale up, and that's how we continued the whole pandemic.
During the coronavirus crisis, digital payments have become popular, thus reducing the chance of infection from the virus through minimum contact or contactless transactions. But cash continues to be king, as small retailers have to rely on cash as their suppliers rely only on cash transactions. To cater to the rising demand for cash, the AGS Group initiated mobile ATMs in partnership with leading banks in more than 20 cities and towns to provide added convenience to the public.
We believe cash and digital payments would coexist. Digital would grow much faster than cash, but cash would still continue to grow in absolute terms. In fact, prior to demonetization, we had cash in circulation of around 18 lakh crore, and today it is more than 25 lakh crore. Penetration of digital literacy is still very limited, and we believe cash transactions would continue to grow in absolute terms.
In the aftermath of the COVID-19 crisis, there's likely to be a rise in online banking activity and a decline in trips to brick-and-mortar bank branches. The current pandemic has forced customers who once resisted online banking to adopt digital banking apps as their new default.
Since we realized that money, cash probably will continue to remain a need for a particular strata of customers, we thought of what could be the alternate solutions, and we reached out to one of our business partners, which is AGS, and we quickly turned around a solution called Mobile ATM Van with their help, which we launched in Bombay to start with, and we have subsequently rolled it out in Delhi and Bangalore as well.
You know, as I mentioned, our ATMs were 98% up and running during this entire time, and I could see that that is one of the reasons why, you know, partners like AGS could really do a wonderful job. We could see in some of the places, I myself remember that in some of the places like Patna, their entire cash replenishment team was down with COVID because of, you know, one instance happening, so they could not operate, and somehow very quickly they came back with the alternate arrangements. So, and many of the parts of, especially the interior of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, we found that parts were not available or the machine has got faulty, but the response time from there was absolutely quick. So that is why I think the cash part, you know, replenishing cash in all ATMs across is also a big task during this phase. So we could see a good, you can say, response and availability and preparedness from all our partners, and that was, we can say, that is how at least the banking operations part we could run through successfully during entire 3 months time.
AGS has always encouraged its customers to push for contactless and digital modes of payments, and therefore the company has successfully developed and tested touchless ATM solutions in light of the COVID-19. ATM cardholders can now withdraw cash from an ATM by scanning a QR code on the machine screen without having to touch the interface.
COVID-19 is, contagious and is spread through contact. And fuel stations as well as ATMs are the points where, there are a lot of people who touch one common device, which is either POS terminal or ATM machine, be it card reader or being part of the ATM. And that's where we thought of coming out with a solution that can avoid that touch, that friction with the device. Because customers are very, very apprehensive when they perform transactions now in post-COVID era. So in case of fueling, it is tag-based. The tag is there on the windshield of the vehicle, and attendant can just scan the tag using his terminal. He gets to know what is the transaction that has been staged by the customer, and the fuel pump is authorized for that amount automatically, and the fueling is done. While in ATM, customer can actually scan the QR code on the ATM, perform the complete transaction on his mobile screen only, authorize the transaction in mobile screen, and take out the cash and walk away without touching the ATM.
We have more than 13,000 members in our AGS group. Each one of them has proven to be an asset during this lockdown. Whether it was on field or working from home, they have made us proud. The appreciation which we received from our clients were truly unbelievable. We did recognize our AGS heroes who were on field as a part of essential services during lockdown. And at an organizational level, we have decided to have no salary cuts at any level. In fact, we completed our annual appraisal process in time, and employees were given hikes and promotions as per their rating metrics.
Well, with that, it's a wrap on this very special episode. Hope you have enjoyed watching this very inspirational journey of AGS and its employees. We salute their spirit of working towards building the nation and fighting COVID-19 like heroes. Let's continue to do our bit by taking all precautions to protect ourselves and others as well. So stay safe, and goodbye from me and the team.